Hello mga ka-FG, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali at magandang gabi. So good day everyone, we are currently live here at the 5th floor of Times Plaza building, the Fil-Global Immigration Services Corporation, together with Sir Mayang Kansal, the Regional Director of this Upgrad GSP or Global Study Partners. And then aside from him, we also have Sir Tim Pokong as our country manager. So kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, my name is Mayank Kansal. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I live there, and I am from the head office of Upgrad GSP Global Study Partners, which is based out of Sydney.
So, okay, how about you, Sir Tim?
Yes, good morning mga ka-FG. So, my name is Tim Pokong. I'm the country manager for the Philippines here at Upgrad Global Study Partners. And it's nice to be here once again.
Okay, so may I know, sir, how are you?
I'm loving Philippines. I'm loving Manila, so it's all good till now. Thank you so much.
Doing great. So, I recently joined Upgrad GSP back in June. So it was great working with such an amazing organization, and of course having a good manager such as Mayank, looking after me and making sure that our operations here in the Philippines will be as smooth and successful as ever. Of course, just to give some insight, Upgrad Global Study Partners has been here in the Philippines for quite a long time now, and we have been the preferred organization of choice for many organizations who are helping Filipinos reach their international study dreams. And we are also we're happy to be a valued partner of Fil-Global Immigration. So it was such a delight to be here in this session. So yeah, we look forward to providing more insights and more good news to our kababayans.
Okay, so thank you so much for highlighting this organization. So may I ask, Sir Mayang, why do Filipino students consider studying in Australia?
So Australia is a beautiful country to come to study. We have various states in Australia, starting from the big cities like Sydney, which is out of NSW, Melbourne, Victoria. Then we have South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania. There are so many states that the Filipino students can come to and study, and the climate is very preferred. It is preferable for the students who come to Australia to study. Plus the quality of study that is offered in Australia with so many premium universities, out of Australia. I think it's a very good destination for students who come to Australia and study over there.
Okay, so that's great. So may I know, sir, what are the usual programs that you offer or school that you usually offer to our students?
So let's start off first with the institutions or the schools. So with Upgrad Global Study Partners, we work with a significantly huge number of higher education institutions and vet institutions as well. So of course, for our kababayans who would like to know more about these institutions that we work with, definitely we encourage you to book a session, a consultation with Fil-Global, and find out more about the Australian partners that Upgrad GSP has and is working with along with Fil-Global.
Oh, I see.
Now, as far as the programs are concerned, of course, I will highlight about the top five programs that are recommended or that really fit the profiles of our kababayan. So first we have nursing. As you know, nursing is a very popular program in Australia. In fact, a lot of our higher education partners are offering not just Bachelors of Nursing, but at the same time they're also offering Masters of Nursing. They're also some of our partners also offers yung nursing conversion. So this works basically for our registered nurses here in the Philippines, wherein they will simply cover, or they will only need to study for about a year, provided that they meet certain requirements. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, we have allied healthcare such as early childhood care and education, okay, and social work, okay. Followed by teaching. So we have bachelors and masters of teaching, both for primary and secondary courses. I mean, majors. So that also, what's the word I'm looking for? That's also appealing, especially to our education graduates who have not taken the education for teachers yet. No? But for the masters or for those who have taken the LET or registered teachers, they can also pursue the masters of teaching. So we have like the coursework and the research type masters. So these fit both specific profiles. And number four will be our IT program. So this basically includes a range of programs from digital engineering to cybersecurity to data mining, data analytics, and such. So we have our partner institutions offers both bachelor's and master's programs for IT. And lastly, we have the business, preferably or specifically the MBA and professional accounting programs. So yeah, these are the top 5 programs that we'd like to highlight that are still in demand or that are in demand in Australia.
Okay, so thank you for giving us an insights when it comes to the top programs that you offer in your organization. So for our viewers, you can consider applying through Fil-Global if you're interested when it comes to healthcare programs, business programs, teaching, IT. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
IT, and of course something like
Business.
masters in business administration or accounting. So you can connect with us so we can endorse you to our partner in Australia.
One more thing, especially now with the Southeast Asia being in demand in Australia, and especially there are words that Philippines would be going down to assessment level 2. It is a right time for all the students to kind of apply for Australia as their destination to study right now, and considering the visa grants from the department, I think now is the right time. So as Yuri said, that please apply through Fil-Global, and now's the right time. So please come and take the counseling from her.
Yes, please. So you can contact us po when it comes to your application. So once again, I'm Yuri Kagisa, one of your pathway consultant here in Fil-Global. So if you're interested to go in Australia, considering that program, so you can contact me so I can give you the best program eligible for you. So moving forward with the question, so if ever that I want to proceed my application, for example, what are the requirements that I need to prepare?
Okay. So we have the usual academic we have the usual entry requirements such as your academic transcripts, your resume, of course, your letters of recommendation, and in some programs we also require English proficiency test results for the time being, because at the moment we are until we receive like an official update that the Philippines has been elevated back to risk assessment level 2. At the moment, this is also for visa purposes. The English proficiency requirements is a must. So that can be either IELTS, can be Cambridge English, test of English. For more affordable and easier to pass option, you can also take Pearson, and TOEFL. These are these are but of a few English proficiency tests that you need to prepare. Also, excuse me, what our kababayans also need to be aware of is that, of course, our partner institutions will require what we call a GS assessment or genuine student assessment. It's basically a process wherein your statement of purpose letter is being broken down into very specific parts. Okay, the purpose of the GS assessment is more of making sure that the applicant who is extending his or her application to the institution is indeed a genuine student.
Yes.
Because the SOP or the statement of purpose, this is more applicable to the visa application, right?
Yeah.
So whilst the statement of purpose can be more elaborative and more broad, the GS assessment is really specific. Okay? This protects both the student and the institution as well. So it's a win-win, considering that, of course, we're talking about thousands of dollars of investment then, diba? So we want to make sure then that when we submit or when we process as an applicant to the institution, that from the moment that we submit the application, the student will be getting a letter as well. So these are one of the some of the entry requirements that our kababayans will need to prepare. But of course, there will be more specific documents depending on the results of the assessment, which will be discussed as the application goes along.
Okay. So if ever, how long does the student will study?
Okay. So it depends on the type of program that the student will choose. So for higher education, for the usual duration of the programs for bachelors, for example, or undergraduate is 3 years.
3 years.
Whilst for the postgraduate can be a year, can be 2 years.
Oh, okay. So it
So
will depend.
depende sa program, and it also depends on if the applicant meets certain requirements.
Okay, so it is case-to-case basis. So
Yes.
that's why it's very important that you consult
Yes.
Fil-Global when it comes to your application. So we are the best person to assess you or to give you the best recommendation of what program you will take in Australia.
And if I may add, Yuri, of course,
Sure.
since we're just talking about higher education.
Yeah.
But with VET, it's a different case. So for VET, there are programs there that are that can be completed within half a year, or up to 8 months. But we generally recommend that if the student's profile is really strong, and if he or she is really eligible to study higher education, we recommend that the applicant pursue higher education because of its benefits in the long term, especially when it comes to pathways.
Okay, since you mentioned the pathway, so is there a chance po for the permanent residency?
Of course, there will be an opportunity for a graduate to explore that route. But what our kababayans need to know is that if they decide to study in Australia, whether it be for undergraduate or postgraduate, they will be eligible to apply for postgraduate work visa.
I see. So,
or the subclass 485.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Whilst our kababayans would only think of Melbourne, Sydney, those places, actually, believe it or not, if you ask like 10 Filipinos which part of Sydney they would choose to study, they will only choose either Melbourne or Sydney. For obvious reasons. Not only are they metropolitan areas, they're also centers of business.
Oh, okay.
But what our kababayans don't know is that there are actually certain cities that are located in the regional areas, okay, such as Adelaide, Perth, Hobart, Port Macquarie, just to name a few. And did you know that there's actually an advantage of studying regional compared to metro? Because if you study in the regional areas, there's actually a chance for a graduate to actually be eligible for an extension of their 485 to another year.
Okay.
Yeah. So just kind of taking this further, he's very right when he says that majority of the students, I'm not talking about Filipino students here, but I'm talking about general student population.
Okay.
They want to go into two cities only, which is Sydney and which is Melbourne. But they need to realize that there are other cities in Australia such as Adelaide, such as Gold Coast. And especially with Brisbane now, coming with Olympics in 2032, there would be a lot of job opportunities in that particular region. It's in QLD. So except Sydney and Melbourne, Australia is huge, as in, and there are benefits of studying in a regional area compared to compared to which is not regional. So I request students to not only consider Sydney and Melbourne but also consider other areas which is considered regional to study in Australia.
Okay, so considering those kinds of area also adds up some benefits that they don't know.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
so that's good.
Because I think the only reason why our kababayans would only think of Melbourne and Sydney is because they have family there, and I totally understand. We're family centric.
That's very
Our
understandable.
ties are really tied.
A big factor.
Okay. But if family ties will be a factor that will keep you, or that will hold you from exploring other opportunities and achieve that pathway that you're aiming for, then I would encourage you to also start looking and thinking about regional and being regional, because even our kababayans are also based in the metro areas, are now looking at settling in the regional areas because of the pathways the better pathways that await them.
Okay, so that's good that we talk about, or you share the opportunities when it comes to choosing regional areas, when it comes to study. At least our kababayans can have an idea on what to consider. So moving forward, does your organization offer some scholarships, discounts,
Okay.
something like that?
So our higher education partners, especially, they do offer scholarships. Of course, it depends on the program, but some of our education partners would offer like a $6,000 discount on tuition cost. They also offer some would also offer accommodation accommodation assistance, and some also offer accommodation itself in their campus.
So I'll answer this for you. There are a lot of universities in Australia which is now offering international student scholarship, which could range from 10% to 20%. Right? There are a lot of universities, and obviously you can get in touch with Phil Global to kind of know what those universities are. And for the higher flyers, as in the students who have really done well academically in Philippines, there could be a vice chancellor scholarship which can go up to 50%. So do come
That's
to
a
Phil.
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. So especially with a student who has achieved really good in academics, really done well in the English, test examination. I think he can get in touch with you guys, and through us, obviously, you can tell them they could be eligible for a vice, the chancellor scholarship. I think last year I would name a university here because I think 3 of our students have got a scholarship with Charles III University, and that was a vice chancellor scholarship that they got up to 50%. So reducing their cost of study, say if they would be doing bachelors, from $90,000 odd down to $45,000. That's a huge benefit.
So if ever I want to secure the scholarship, what should I do?
Okay, so of course you book your consultation with Phil Global first. Then we do our Phil Global's amazing team of pathway consultants will assess your candidate, your eligibility, and then once we've identified the school that you would like to pursue your studies, then Phil Global will work with us in submitting the application to the university. The university will then assess, including the GS assessment, that will be part of the requirement. So they will assess, they will determine whether the candidate is eligible for admission or not. And in the case of eligibility, then the offer letter will be issued along with the scholarship being indicated there to be applied to the payment.
So since we're talking about when it comes to application process, so can I ask what is the application process for international students? applying to your organization?
Okay, so definitely you will need to book your consultation with Fil-Global. Once during the consultation phase, will determine, or Fil-Global will determine the university that you wish to apply for, which intake you would like to be enrolled in, and then from there, Fil-Global will collect your documents, and you guys in turn, Fil-Global in turn will work with us in submitting the application to the institution.
Okay.
So from there, we will keep in touch with Fil-Global and give them timely updates as to the status and the result of the application.
So, Fil-Global Immigration, in collaboration with 𝐈𝐌𝐿 GSP, helps the students to put in their application to a right university in Australia and submit it successfully so that they get scholarships.
Okay, so that's very informative when it comes to student application. So to be clear, there is a question here that says, do I need to take an English test? Just to clarify with our audience.
Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, at the moment, it is a requirement, not just for the admission, for the institution's admission requirements, but for the visa as well, that an English proficiency test is to be taken, or at least an evidence of English proficiency must be presented. So that's one way of presenting that. So students may either take an IELTS exam or a Cambridge test of English or a TOEFL, or like I mentioned, for more affordable and a quick, easy to pass exam, you may take a Pearson test of English as well, a Pearson test of English academic.
Okay. So that's a great information.
I wouldn't say it's easy to pass. You would still have to prepare for PTE, but the popular choices with the universities in Australia are IELTS, PTE and TOEFL. There are many institutions or universities which will not accept TOEFL, but I think majority of them have started doing now. But yeah, these are the three main ones that you can consider. That's IELTS, PTE and TOEFL.
Okay, so moving forward, what are the opportunities for research or internship during the master's program?
Okay, so it depends on which master's program you will pursue in, but definitely for masters of research programs, there are some programs that will allow that will allow students to become like an apprentice of the professor during the research phase itself. So sometimes the apprenticeship can be a paid internship or an unpaid, which is I think regardless of whether it's paid or unpaid, the important thing that you need to consider is that because it's a research program, you will need to really spend time in completing your research paper before you get the degree. But when you get your degree after that, that will open a lot of doors for you in terms of employability and your market value. So I'd like to focus on that as well. But of course, when it comes to internships, there will be programs that offers internships naman. Though, yeah, like I've said, it can be a paid internship or an unpaid internship. But I guess I would like to also highlight that even while you're studying in Australia, you're also eligible to work part-time for 24 hours a week or 40 hours fortnight.
Yeah. Also with 𝐈𝐌𝐿 GSP, we do have collaboration with an organization which I obviously cannot name here, which could help you in getting an internship.
Okay.
Right? It could be a paid internship or an unpaid internship, but many of the students who got an internship with through that organization that we work with, and into your field like IT, marketing, accountancy, or maybe health-related programs, the company have gone back and kind of employed 80% of the students who have gone to them. So I think through Fil-Global in collaboration with 𝐈𝐌𝐿 GSP, we can also help you in getting the internship post your program is completed when you get into a 485 visa.
Okay. So if ever I will take a master's degree or our applicants will take a master's degree, is there any specific requirements that they need to pass?
Um, for certain programs, not necessarily, but there are certain programs that may require years of work experience, relevant work experience.
Okay.
So when it comes to entry requirements, we'll probably ask for either letters of recommendation or employment certificates.
Okay, so that's noted. So to move on, I will ask Sir Mia regarding this one. So I think you're the best person to answer this question. So how diverse are the students or the population in your country when it comes to study pathway?
Yeah, in my country, I think we have a huge diversity of students. As in, there are a lot of nationalities. You can go from Indian students to from South Asian students, I should say, to Chinese students being there, to Southeast Asia students being there, to students from Latin America, and maybe I'm missing UK, but you would be getting students from UK as well. So there is a diversity of students in Australia, as in you would not just get say a Indian studying with an Indian. Obviously, then there is no use of coming back to Australia. You can obviously study in India, but there's a cultural mix. There is a diversity of students over there. So students also get to learn about the culture of the other student. And it becomes a beautiful experience when you come down to Australia and study among the diversity mix of students. It really gets very interesting and very loving for you to kind of learn about the different nationalities and learn about their culture, learn about their festivals. It is a beautiful experience. So please do come and experience Australia. It's culturally diverse, and it's a beautiful destination to experience.
Okay, that's great to know. So our at least our Filipino students can have an idea how diverse your country, specifically when it comes to study pathways. So moving forward, are there any support or services available for international students such as accommodation, counseling, something like that?
So yes, our both our vet and higher education partners provides various student services ranging from accommodation assistance to counseling, especially for students who are experiencing mental health challenges or issues, to career services as well.
Okay.
So these are provided for by our institutional partners. So definitely, it's something that the student will definitely enjoy and benefit from, and they will not experience the feeling that they're alone and they're not well guided or they don't know where to go to.
Okay, so that's great that you can assist those type of person who are experiencing depression or homesickness, something like that.
So
At least they can lean on someone.
every university in Australia is having all this department: student services, counseling, student services department, counseling, and I think
Career
even
services.
career services. So please avail of them.
Okay, so to wrap up everything, I think everyone wants to know this one. So this question says, can a student have a postgrad work permit, to be clear, after the study?
Yes. So when you complete whether you complete an undergraduate or postgraduate degree in Australia, you are eligible to apply for a subclass 485 visa or postgraduate work visa, which will allow you to explore work opportunities, and eventually if you plan on long-term settlement, then that will that will pave the way for you to do that or to achieve.
Okay, so to end our live, can you please invite our students to study through the help of your organization through Fil-Global?
Of
So
course.
please.
Please do come to Fil-Global Immigration Services Corporation, which is working in collaboration with our grad GSP to put in your applications to a beautiful country, Australia, and we'll take care of you.
Okay, so thank you for watching our viewers. So I hope that you learn a lot when it comes to our info session with Sir Mayak and of course Sir Tim. So thank you po for coming in our office to share that kind of life-changing opportunities waiting for them in Australia. So
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
everyone and goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.